Hey guys, so we are on Pisces for the positive and negative traits for your zodiac sign. Okay, let's get started. So, the first thing that I'll say again, these are things that I'm picking up from personal experiences I've had with Pisces, whether it's, romantic relationships, friends, family, co-workers, friends, things of that nature, or just things that you commonly hear about this sign. Okay, so for Pisces, the first thing I would say about you all is you all are dreamers. You are ruled by, I believe, is Neptune, and that is the planet of the dreams and the subconscious and things of that nature. So with you all being dreamers, that's a good thing. You have this dream, you have this goal, you have these visions and things that you want to do, and you're like, you have this belief that you can do it, right? The flip side to that is some of you can be a little bit unrealistic. Okay, you're living in la la land and you need to kind of come down to earth and get grounded. You are a water sign, and usually the opposite of the water is the earth signs and the earth energy. So you kind of need to kind of come down to reality sometimes, and sometimes you can be a little bit unrealistic and you can have these goals and aspirations, and not saying that you can't do whatever the hell you want to do, because honey, the sky is the limit. Okay, but some things you got to scale back on and you got to be realistic about. You can't sit here and say you want to hit the lottery, but you don't go out and play the lottery, expecting just a ticket just to fall in your lap. I mean, it can happen, but the possibilities are slim to none. So that type of unrealistic, right? So, and this can, like I said, this can come in any form, especially like we're dealing with somebody in a relationship. Again, if it's platonic, friendship, romantic situation. For instance, if you're dealing with somebody in a romantic sense and they're a Pisces, and they have goals of, being an actor or being a rapper, and you're like, yeah, babe, I get that, and I'm all for your dreams, but you still need to get a 9 to 5 to help pay these bills. Let's balance this out a little bit, right? So that is the kind of energy that I'm talking about when it comes to that dreamer type energy. Then the second thing I would say about Pisces. I'm sorry, I just did Aquarius. The second thing I would say about Pisces is that y'all are very empathetic and compassionate. Okay, y'all feel everything to the height of it. Out of the three water signs, I would say that Pisces and Cancer are the most sensitive out of the three. But yes, Pisces, y'all, with the empathetic and very compassionate energy. So you feel everything. You can sense a lot of things. You can feel when your friends and your family are feeling some type of way. You have that connection with them in that sense. And that's very good because you're aware of other people's emotions and feelings, and you're not, cold like some signs, maybe like an Aquarius, could be a little detached when it comes to their emotions and feelings. So, but the flip side of that for you, Pisces, could be, being gullible. You can be so attached to something or someone when it comes to, being empathetic and being compassionate to them, that it's almost like you pick up that person's energy and your emotions and feelings, or you pick up their emotions and feelings and your emotions and feelings go on the back burner, and you become very gullible, and you're subject to, people taking advantage of you, taking advantage of your emotions and your feelings and things of that nature. So you have to, be very careful. You have to set boundaries. You can't get so invested in other people's shit that you kind of lose sight of what the goal is here, and you get so wrapped and so engulfed into other people's stuff that you kind of embody it. That's not healthy for you. So you gotta find that balance and tote that line very scarcely, right? So then I would say sensitive, being very sensitive. Again, like I said, out of the all of the water signs, I would say Pisces and Cancers are the most sensitive out of Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. And again, that can be a good thing, being sensitive, being connected to others, expressing and feeling others' emotions. Because you're attached to them, you connect with them on that level and you have that deep bond. And I get it, as a water sign myself, as a Scorpio, I understand the significance of wanting to have that deep emotional bond and connection with somebody. I truly understand that, but you have to understand that that is not all that matters. It's other things that matters besides having that bond and that connection. Some Pisces may feel like, oh, all they need is love, and love don't pay the bills. Okay, we need to be realistic here. Some people think that love, you can just ride off in the sunset when it comes to your emotions and your feelings, but again, you need to come back down to reality. You need to come back down to earth, and you need to have a clear understanding of the basics of what life is, what a relationship is, what a connection is, and all the things that implement into these connections and make a connection. And it's not just love and having emotions and feelings. You can love somebody all day, but if they're mistreating you, and they're not doing right by you, then you do not need to stay in that connection. So kind of just understanding that just because you love somebody, you care about them, doesn't mean you have to take their shit. Okay, so again, you just have to be mindful of that when dealing with a Pisces. And I feel like Pisces you need to understand this as well, and that's for the low vibrational Pisces. When you kind of get too involved. And then I would say the last thing about Pisces, I would say they're very creative. Water signs, again, they're very deep into their emotions and feelings. And when you get very deep into your emotions and feelings, out of that can come some beautiful creations, especially with art and music and writing and things of that nature. So if you have like a Pisces child or know a Pisces, you may see them being into the arts in some kind of way, shape, or form, or they can be like a counselor or somebody who helps somebody else, a teacher, something like that, just something in that realm where they have to show empathy and connect with others because they thrive off of that fills them up, that fills their cup. But you also have to understand with dealing with a Pisces is, sometimes they can give so much of themselves that they don't know how to recharge their batteries, and they don't know how to get that same thing that they are pouring out of themselves in return, and that can cause them to have an empty cup, and you can't pour from an empty cup, right? So them being creative can cause, again, for that big imagination and thinking, above and beyond, things that are realistic, and again, they're just untouched from reality. So it's just, you have to kind of tote that line. So I would say, all in all, dealing with Pisces can be a very good thing if you are wanting somebody who is really in tune with themselves, their emotions and their feelings, and who can express themselves and emotions and feelings. And another thing with Pisces, I would say, is if they don't have an outlet on how to express their feelings and emotions, however that might be, whether it's vocal, through creating, or something like that, bottled up emotions and feelings coming out of a Pisces is not healthy. It is not healthy. So that can trigger a lot of things like depression, attempted suicide, just a lot of different things when it comes to that. So definitely keep that in check when you are dealing with a Pisces. They can't deal with a lot of emotional overload or stimulation. They can go off the deep end. So kind of just want to make sure that their emotions are in check and they have a healthy balance with that in reality. Okay, so that is all I have. Do you have a connection with the Pisces? What is that connection like? Have you had a connection with a Pisces? What was that connection like? Are you a Pisces? Have you dated another Pisces of the opposite sign? Let me know in the comment section. Bye.